Hello friends, welcome to Belle's Library. I'm Heather. And today we are going to be doing a reading vlog, reading 3 different sci-fi books. I'm really excited for all of these, and I just want to take you guys along for the ride, and we'll see if any of these sci-fis are worth reading for you guys. So I'm going to talk through the 3 books that we're going to be doing here, and I also did start one, so I'll give you very minor thoughts because I'm not very far into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the one that I have started reading. This one I'm actually listening to on audio. It is The Space Between Worlds by Meyer Johnson. I'll have it up on the screen here and down below. I think I just finished the 3rd chapter. It's only like 10 or 15% into the audiobook right now. So in our world, we have figured out how to travel into a multiverse where we can go to all these different worlds, and there's like 382 worlds, and basically they're numbered, and the farther you would get to like the 382nd world is the least like Earth. So the ones that are like 2, 3, 4, those ones are all the most similar to Earth. This company contracts these people to travel to these different worlds and check them out for them because the main scientists and stuff can't go to these worlds, because the only way that you can go to another world is if your doppelganger that's in that world is no longer alive. If there's 2 of you there, then the world's going to do something to get rid of one of you. They basically have these different people who can traverse into these universes once their doppelganger dies for whatever reason. So we're following one of these main characters, and she is going to be traveling to a world in which her doppelganger on that world was just murdered. Okay, well, apparently my camera decided to shut off in the middle of me talking, but I pretty much had given the synopsis up to where I'm kind of at with The Space Between Worlds, so I will give you guys more updates on that soon. One thing I was saying was that I am hoping from this reading vlog that this will actually help me define a little bit more of my sci-fi taste as far as books go. I haven't read a ton of sci-fi, but I've been really enjoying exploring the genre. I know that I tend to like things that are set in like outer space and such, but this multiverse, traveling to different worlds, having multiple versions of yourself, I haven't really explored that. So we're going to see if it is something that I actually enjoy or not. So I'm excited about that. The next book that I'm going to talk to you guys about is already set up behind me because I've talked about this already. But Supernova by Marissa Meyer. This is the final 3rd book in the Renegade series. I have already read the first 2 early in 2020, and I really needed to get to this last one because I thoroughly enjoyed the series so far, and it's just been a long time coming. So we're going to finish off this trilogy with Supernova. This basically follows Nova as she infiltrates into the Renegades, which are the heroes of this world, and they run the government, and they all have superpowers. And then she is part of the Anarchists, which are the villains of the world, and everybody dislikes them, and they were overthrown by the Renegades. And there's a lot of gray area in this, and a lot of great discussions, and I really have enjoyed this series so far, so I am excited to finish it off. And the last book I will be picking up from my library a little bit later today, so I will show you guys very soon, but it is Black Sun by Rebecca Rowan, and I am very excited about this one, mainly after I watched Riley Marie's video where she was reading this one and vlogging it. She just seemed like she really enjoyed and had a lot of fun with this one, so I'm excited. I will definitely put her video down below for you guys to check it out, and if you guys haven't checked out her channel, she reads a lot of romance, but she also reads some fantasy and some different stuff, and I really enjoy watching her. Back on track here. I don't fully understand what this book is about. I don't feel like people give a very good synopsis. Like, it just seems very vague, or I just haven't figured it out. I don't know. I tried to look at the synopsis before getting on here to talk to you guys. Still not really sure what's going on. There's something with like a winter solstice and it goes awry, and then some ships and like a mysterious passenger, and yeah, I don't know. We're gonna find out in this vlog when I read it. and we'll see what I think. So those are the 3 books that we're going to be working through, and I will be updating you guys on as we're going. I will talk to you guys very soon with my first update. Okay, so I wanted to get on because I have worked my way through quite a bit of the audiobook of Space Between Worlds, and I'm about 60% into it. I have a little over 4 hours left, I believe, of the audiobook, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I will say that this is, I feel like, a very kind of plot-driven, fast-paced kind of a book. I would appreciate maybe a little bit more character development in it, just to get a little bit more connected with the characters, and I know that always makes me feel a little more invested in the story, but other than that, like, definitely enjoying it. There's been multiple moments where I'm like, wow, we are just twisting this way and that way, and there's a lot of different factors playing in, and I'm very curious as to where this is gonna go. Yeah, I think there's a lot more secrets that this company is keeping about what's actually happening between these worlds than they're letting out to the public or to the traversers even. And yeah, there's definitely a lot of kind of political intrigue, I guess you could say, and entanglements, and yeah, it's very interesting. I am massively intrigued. I will say with this book, there's some trigger warnings for you guys when it comes to abusive relationships. Our main character was in an abusive relationship, and she has some flashbacks to some of that and feelings towards that and everything. So trigger warning there, just so you guys know. I wasn't expecting that. Also today, I did pick up Black Sun from the library, so I'll be starting this very soon, probably tonight, and I'm super excited. I wanted to read you guys the little tagline. I know I did not give a very good synopsis of this. So it says, Book 1 of the Between Earth and Sky trilogy, inspired by the civilizations of the pre-Columbian Americans and woven into a tale of celestial prophecies, political intrigue, and forbidden magic. A god will return when the earth and sky converge under the black sun. So to me, that sounds awesome. We've got political intrigue, which seems to be something I very much enjoy in books, and forbidden magic. I love magical type tales. Celestial prophecies, yes, definitely. I'm super excited to read this. I didn't start anything new last night, and I totally could have, because I just was like, I want to read this. And I didn't realize that my library is closed on Mondays. I don't know if that's a new change or if I just have never gone over there to pick up books on Monday. They have very limited hours at the moment for pickup with everything going on with the world. So I had to go back today, which is just Tuesday. So I just had to wait one more day. But I meant last night, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll listen to my audiobook, and I painted my nails. And I was totally okay with that too. So anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. I have more updates. All right, it's been a couple days. We are going to try and make this quick before Linus comes back out into this room, because he is so loud. If you guys don't know, Linus is my little Roomba vacuum that we got, and he goes around every morning and vacuums, but he can be really loud in these videos. I didn't realize he was going to make that much noise for these. Anyways, I have some reading updates. Let's go with the one I finished. So I did finish The Space Between Worlds. I was listening to that one on audio. I really enjoyed this one. It was a very fast-paced, plot-driven kind of a book, I felt like. It made me really want to keep listening to the audiobook, and I was just like, oh, I gotta know what's happening. And I feel like there was a lot of kind of changes and twists and turns throughout the book. So if you're somebody who wants a really blown up big ending, I don't know that this necessarily had that, because it just kept that really a high pace throughout and kind of had just a lot of those turns and changes and stuff throughout the whole entire book, versus kind of leading up to a big kaboom kind of thing. I personally kind of liked it because I just felt like it was very intriguing, and it kind of just pulled me through the entire book really well. I know in my last update was saying that I kind of was feeling like I wish I felt more for the characters and that there was a little more development with the characters, and I do think that happened after that point. Since we are following Carmine into another world, she doesn't really know the people there because it's not her Earth, or whatever you want to call it. So we just don't have that same kind of connections going on there. But when she came back and she was kind of more in her home Earth, and she was interacting with like her sister and Dell, which is the tech that she works with, but they also are kind of flirty and cute and, you know, interested but not interested in each other. So they're kind of fun, but like you get to see more of her interactions with other people that she actually spends time with, and I feel like then I was getting more of the character development. And there was a point, like probably like 3/4 into the book, where I was like almost like feeling pretty sad, and I wasn't gonna cry. I don't cry a lot from books, and this isn't that type of book, but like gave me some feelings where I was like feeling a little sad. So, you know, that's always good. I enjoy when a book can make me actually really feel something for these characters. So I think it did come. I still think there could have been more character development and more connection, but also this is a standalone book, which you don't get a lot of sci-fi standalones and fantasy standalones, so I can definitely appreciate that, and that she was just trying to have it all happen in one book, so maybe that's where a little bit of that gets lost. Overall, I gave this a 4-star, and I did definitely very much enjoy it. Yeah, I think it was wonderful. So I would check it out. If you guys like sci-fi and traversing and traveling to different dimensions and worlds and stuff, you might just like this book. So now we're going to move into Black Sun, because I have started this. This is by Rebecca Rowan Horse. So I actually didn't realize until super recently that Rebecca Rowan Horse is an Indigenous author, so that's something different. So yeah, I haven't read anything, I don't think, before this by an Indigenous author, so I found that very intriguing and interesting. But let's see where I'm at. I am on chapter 12, page 127. There's like 450 pages in this book, so I'm like, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the way in. You guys can see that. I'm enjoying it so far. I have to say, like, the first night I only read like 4 chapters, I think. I was still trying to get into kind of the writing style and the story, and I just was like, I'm going to leave it here. I don't want to push myself and like not enjoy it. But since then, I picked it up, and the other 8 chapters I read in one night, and I'm really enjoying it. And I really, really like the views when we are from Zyala, I think is how you pronounce it. And she's like a captain of a ship, and she has some cool like magic powers because she is from this race called Teak. And I am really enjoying her perspective. I also really enjoy Serapio. He is, we see him in when he was a kid, and then also now, which is 10 years later, and he's gonna definitely be making some waves soon, but right now he's just kind of quietly in the background, and we're seeing a little bit of him, but I know he's gonna become really prominent. And then we also follow Naranpa. Maybe saying these wrong, but I don't enjoy her chapters as much, but I can definitely see how she's integral in this story, and she's got some big roles going on, and there's a lot going on there. I don't know, each person's perspective and chapters are definitely written, and they're unique, and they're their own people, and I can definitely appreciate that, and I'm really loving it. So yes, I am very much into this one, and I want to continue. Last night I was going to continue, but I was like exhausted after going to clinicals in school, and I was just like, I don't think my eyeballs can like take this right now, nor can my brain. Like I couldn't. I went to bed kind of early, and I watched a little bit of YouTube just to kind of like just zone out on. So I am hoping later tonight I can get to more of this, and I will give you guys more of an update, but so far, so good.
You here, Jim Jim? Are you here, huh?
Hey guys, I'm just sitting here studying, and I can't really move very well. I have the dog on me, and right before he started like barking a little bit and making a ruckus. I also had the cat. I'll insert a picture because I did take a picture of that. So yeah, I'm just covered in animals and very much enjoying it. So I'm totally okay with that. Makes studying a little bit better. So I am just, trying to study some for school, but I wanted to chit-chat really fast with you guys because I have read another like 100, I think a little bit over 100 pages of Black Sun, and I'm definitely enjoying it. So we're following like 4 different perspectives, and so I think that is just really kind of different and interesting, and I'm hoping that it's gonna make the story really come together and be very well-rounded at the end. I can see where some people may find this a little bit hard because you're maybe not getting as much with each person because you are following so many people, but they each are just so unique, and I can tell are bringing different things into the story, so I'm really appreciating that. I'm very intrigued. I just want to know where this is going. There's a lot of different political intrigue going on and different stuff, and I don't necessarily want to like give too much away at this point or talk too much about plot points, but I can just say that I'm enjoying it. I feel like it's probably like a solid 4 stars at the moment, but it definitely could go either way right now. I am enjoying the fact that we kind of have almost this like pirate ship scene going on, and so that's really fun piece to this, and I'm really kind of enjoying that aspect of the book. I read a lot of stories with that, and I want to because I love the ocean and sea life, and pirate like movies tend to really interest me, so I am definitely very much enjoying that. And also like the Carrion Crow clan is getting really interesting. Got a new perspective that kind of is bringing more of their side into things, and they like ride on these like giant crows, and so that's really cool and kind of fun and different, and I'm enjoying kind of just the different perspectives, really. Like you really get a wide range of perspectives in this book, and each person is definitely very different. I feel like the most guarded one is Naranpa, and so I think that's maybe why I'm not as into her side of the story at the moment, just because I'm kind of like, need to get with it right now. You're just not paying attention enough, or like you're in your own bubble and you think things can go this way. Well, you're going to have to make them go that way, and you need to figure out your plan, because otherwise you're about to get crushed. So I'm curious as to how her character is going to develop, and I'm kind of waiting for that development, So I will update you guys soon when I finish this one up. All right, guys, it's been a few days, but I have a little bit of updating for you guys. So I'm kind of moving a little bit slowly through everything because I'm constantly just sitting here at this lovely desk and just studying and doing school stuff, and it's just taking over my life. So anyways, I just wanted to update you guys that I am getting massively close to finishing Black Sun. I am on page 367, and there's 450 pages, so I'm under 100 pages. I really feel like I could possibly finish this today. Just really depends on how long all this school stuff is taking and how much brain power it is taking me to do it all. For whatever reason, I feel like I probably could have finished this by now, but I don't know. I'm not always pulled back to it. Like, I'm not like super like, I really want to get back to this and I want to finish it. And I don't know if it's because school is draining so much of my energy, and so I'm just not wanting to read to use the brain power. And also I've been reading a ton of fantasy and sci-fi, and I like to mix up my genres, so it's been a little rough. Like, I haven't had a lot of more romance and contemporary and some lighter things that I can kind of throw in here. So I was reading this as well as listening to a fantasy audiobook. So I just had a lot of that going on. So I don't know if that was maybe playing into it. My daughter has been home all week because they have the entire week off for President's Week, and she's antsy, and she's probably making some noise you can hear in this video right now. Okay, so you gotta be quiet so that they can't hear you and they can hear my update. So, she is being my camera woman at the moment. Okay, so some updates for now on how I'm feeling about this book. This is definitely a fantasy book. I know that for my TBR game, I put this in as sci-fi, and predominantly this was tagged on Goodreads as a fantasy, but there was some tags for sci-fi as well, and so I was hoping it would kind of fit in there. Basically, it's pretty much a fantasy. There's just not really any sci-fi. I was hoping there would be some elements of sci-fi in here, but it just hasn't been a thing. So, I mean, there is like talk about the solar eclipse that's going to happen, and so there's a lot of stuff going around that day, and we're kind of basically leading up to that day as we follow each of these 4 perspectives, and they're all going to converge kind of into that day. So I am enjoying the fact that in the world around the Crescent Sea, there's these 4 clans, and they're all headed by women. So when the main clan leader dies, she then is preceded by her daughter instead of her son. So I think that's kind of fun and different and interesting. I don't know, like Narampa is definitely, I feel like, the character to watch in this series. I don't necessarily enjoy her chapters a ton. They're getting a little more interesting, but I feel like she's gonna get a lot more interesting soon, and so I'm curious as to where that's gonna go. I'm still really enjoying Serapio and his chapters. I'm trying to wrap this up fast. Sorry, I know I've got a lot of background noise going today with my daughter. Another thing that I find interesting is, like, we're kind of culminating to a lot of disagreements between different clans, especially 2 particular ones, and there's definitely going to be something happening. There's tensions building. There's a lot going on there, but I don't know who I'm rooting for. Like, I'm following all these different perspectives, but none of them have really made me feel like they're the good people in this situation. So I'm assuming the author meant it that way, but I don't know. So it's kind of like, I don't know who I'm rooting for in this situation and who I actually want to get out of this alive, I guess, or out, on top. Yeah, I don't know. So I do find that kind of interesting, and an interesting way that the author kind of wrote and talked about these characters. So anyways, I guess that's a few more thoughts for you guys on this book. I will wrap it up soon, I'm hoping, and give you guys my final rating. So I also did end up finishing my other audiobook I was working on. So I started Supernova on audio, and I'm going to, when I finish physically reading this one, I'll probably just do both audiobook and physical reading of Supernova. See if we can get this finished. Maybe this weekend would be really nice. I mean, I'm not that far into it. Mainly, I have appreciated that Marissa Meyer was able to kind of remind me of some of the things that happened in the first 2 books. That's been a year since I've read them, so I don't fully remember, but she kind of would just weave it into the story a little bit in the beginning just to kind of bring us back to where things are at in the story and remind us. That's kind of, I mean, I'm not super into the story at the moment, and I can't really give a lot of plot to you guys because it's the end of the trilogy, and so I don't have a lot of thoughts for that one right now. But I have started it, and you will get more updates on some of my thoughts and feelings as we go and see what we think on that one. I will talk to you guys soon. I just got an oh no from the daughter, so I better go and see what that's about. Bye. Hey guys, so I think I just talked to you guys yesterday. I was talking about how close I was to finishing Black Sun, and I did. Finished it up last night. So I think I'm going to rate this 3 stars. I think this story could be amazing, and I really enjoy kind of the different plot lines, and the characters are all unique and different, and they have their own stories going on. I just feel like I wanted more, I think world building maybe is a good term. I felt like I could have learned so much more about maybe the different clans and what they kind of stood for and what were their motivations. And I just felt like the characters just seemed kind of flat. And so I couldn't root for any of them. I didn't really know enough about them to know if I liked them or didn't like them, or what, like, they just seemed like they were just kind of going along like, oh, I need to do this. This is just my role, my job, to kind of go and do this thing. But there was no why. I wanted more why. And I wanted to know more about the clans. Like Carrion Crow seemed like a very interesting clan, and I wanted to know more about them and some of how their, political structure worked, or, the Sun Priest and how they lived in the Celestial Tower. Like, I could have definitely done with more information about how that all worked. And I don't know. It just kind of fell flat a little bit there for me. I did feel a little bit more towards the end. I think maybe I kind of like Serapio, but at the same time I don't really trust him. And I super hated Abba, but I don't know. So I think I will pick up the sequel, because I think a lot of the questions and different stuff could be possibly coming there and answering in the next book, and maybe it's just leading into that. And I did find it interesting. Like the concept and the idea she was going for, I did find very interesting. So yeah, I possibly will be picking that up more to see if the next one kind of intrigues me more. But it just wasn't phenomenal. So it was kind of just there at 3 stars. And then I am slowly working my way through Supernova here. So I'm a little over 100 pages in right now. Not a ton of thoughts or feelings yet. I'm still trying to kind of get into the story. I will say this is definitely a series I feel like would be really good for people just getting into this kind of genre, fantasy, sci-fi kind of world. It is very easy. Marissa Meyer's writing is very easy to just get into and understand, and so I feel like I've been working really hard with my brain on some of these other fantasies, and this one's just a little easier on my brain, and I'm appreciating it right now, and I'm okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different style of storytelling. So yeah, I am enjoying starting into that one, and but I really don't have a ton of thoughts yet. We're still just kind of building into the scene. So I will talk to you guys very soon. Okay, so it is later in the evening on Saturday, and I have been mostly studying all day, and in my study breaks I have read a little bit of Supernova, literally 50 pages, but things are starting to get so much more juicy, and I wish I didn't have to study, because I literally could sit and read this book probably all day and just enjoy it, and that is what I really want to be doing right now. I was totally thinking, and they gave us our first unit. They gave us 5 weeks before we had to take that test. We had the material, we could study it, we were talking about it, and then this test that we're about to take, our second one, we've had 2 weeks for this unit. And I'm like, how is that a thing right now? It's the same amount of content, but you want me to learn it in less than half the amount of time. I'm like, that must be why I'm feeling like I'm gonna go crazy. I'm constantly studying 12 hours of the day, every day. I'm just oh. So yeah, it's a wonder that I'm getting through any reading right now. It's ridiculous. But anyways, the struggles with school. Oh, hello, kitty. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I've been studying all day, and I really would be preferring to read Supernova because it is starting to get good, and I am back in with these characters that I really care about, and hi, you're distracting me, you know that? Yeah. And my cat wants to be in my space all day today. I pretty much, anytime I'm studying, have at least one animal on top of me. Oh, yes, okay. Anyways, so that was just my... Hey guys, so I am working on editing my vlog that's going on right now. And it's ended up taking me many extra hours here because 3 of my clips got all messed up with the audio and the video, and they just got like completely corrupted and messed up. So I was able to figure out how to recover 2 of the clips, but one of them is just, it's lost, it's done. So I am here to kind of fill in on what happened in that clip so that everything makes sense in this vlog here. So basically, we were about 200 pages from the end of Supernova, and I was saying that I'm in the middle of kind of an action scene, and sometimes I don't always enjoy an action scene because I can get a little lost in it. Basically, at that point in time, I was really wanting to see how the aftermath of this action scene was going to kind of affect the characters and how that was going to work out. I just wanted to see some more of the tensions between the characters and how their relationships were going to be affected and all of that kind of stuff, and that's what I was really craving. And so I was going to like, can we get through this action scene so I can see some of that, because I feel like I wanted more tension and more like, you know, crazy stuff happening between all of the different characters. And I was talking about, you know, being more plot driven versus character driven. I need a plot, but I'm definitely realizing that I'm more character driven than I realized. And I really like when characters are well developed and I can just feel all of their emotions and I'm just like enveloped in them. That's, I think, most of my thoughts that I was talking about. So that was kind of mainly what I talked about as far as books go. And then I also showed you guys, I'm super excited, and I wanted to show you guys something that I got over the weekend. And so I'm just going to show you guys. Are you ready? I got me and my daughter some roller skates. These ones are hers. Here's hers. They have like a little dolphin on the side, and they're super cute and pink. So we've been practicing with her, and she's trying to figure out her balance with them. And then I got myself some as well. Oh my gosh, aren't these the cutest things ever? Like, so adorable. And they light up when you're skating, which is so awesome. So do my daughters. There they go. So yes, I showed you guys my cool new hobby that I'm trying to get into. I figured it would be like a good workout as well. And then, you know, I can get a workout in. Me and my daughter can do something fun. I'm definitely still trying to get my bearings on them. It's been a long time since I've roller skated, since I was like probably a kid. And, you know, trying to get that balance and figure it out and all that good stuff. I definitely remember blades being a little easier, but I just thought the skates were so cute. I just couldn't help myself. The other thing that I was showing you guys was me and my daughter started painting some rocks. These ones aren't quite done yet, but we're making like a little rock garden. Neighbor a few blocks away had this little community rock garden. It was just like take one and leave one, and they had like a bunch of painted rocks there. So me and my daughter painted some rocks and put them out in the yard, and we're kind of working on just doing a little bit of that when we have time. So I did show you guys a little bit of that, and I think that was most of the clip. So I hope that kind of fills you guys in and makes it all cohesive here. Hi guys, I am back to wrap this up. I finished Supernova and I absolutely adored it. It just wrapped things up so beautifully and I'm really happy. I know after the last update I was like, oh, we're in the middle of this action scene. I really want more. Oh my gosh, like literally the next chapter after that, I was like, I shouldn't have even said that, because now I'm like getting everything I wanted. All of the like relationship tangles and all that tension just like built, and it was like dramatic, and like you could just feel the energies between people shifting and changing as they're like learning things. And yeah, it was wonderful, and definitely had me like questioning what's going to happen and how are these people going to react, and what is the aftermath of all of this going to be. I wasn't expecting the ending. I didn't see that coming at all. Very interesting. Also, there's like an epilogue at the end that kind of leaves it open, like there could be more to this world and maybe some other characters. So that's interesting, and I'm wondering if Marissa Meyer will go that direction or not. But yes, I gave this one 5 stars. I have really enjoyed this series, and I really love it. Actually, I'm excited because I get to add to my red part of my shelf here, and I can complete my little trilogy here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see. There we go. I have all 3 together. I'm so excited. Okay, so that's it for this vlog. It was supposed to be me reading more sci-fi, learning a little bit more about my sci-fi taste. It kind of turned into 2 sci-fis and a fantasy, but I did learn that I enjoyed Space Between Worlds. That one was a 4-star for me, so that was my second favorite after Supernova. So I like superhero type stuff, and I also like stuff with multiple dimensions going on there. So that was really interesting. Black Sun. Obviously that was a fantasy. I really enjoyed the whole concept of the book. I think it could have been done really well. Just thinking on it more now, I really just think it could have been longer in order for us to get a little bit more information about the clans and the characters and their motivations and why they're doing the things they're doing, and just like a little bit more of that. I really just wanted more of that, and I would have just adored that book. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm more disappointed in it just because so many people have been loving it, and I just wanted to love it as much as they did. Anyways, so there we go. There's all 3 of the books that I read for this vlog. If you guys enjoyed this vlog, definitely subscribe so you can see more, and down below, go ahead and leave like a little cityscape emoji if you guys made it this far, because I think almost all of my books, or at least my sci-fi books, were set in like big cities, so we'll kind of go with that, and that'll be a good theme. But I hope you guys are having a really good reading week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!